Hey everyone, it's your boy Zerev here, and today we're going to be matching up two of the strongest and greatest masters in ongoing manga history, and that is Bang versus Jiraiya. For this video, I'll be using feats, statements, and calcs to assess each of their overall combat ability, and explain the win conditions for each and who would most likely win in most instances. If you're new to the channel, here's my video for requesting any, videos that you want to be made by me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps and it goes a long way. Bang is especially impressive, even amongst the S-class, and has rightfully earned his third place spot amongst their rankings. Regarding his pure strength, disregarding Water Stream Fist for a bit, Bang has contended with a series of most powerful and durability-heavy opponents, that being Pre-Awakened Garo and Elder Centipede. Bang can severely injure and hurt Elder Centipede using a combination attack with his brother. This is impressive because Elder Centipede remained undamaged by Metal Knight's arsenal, which are designed specifically to combat meteors at a minimum, and Geno's strongest attack, which at that point would upscale from the previous feats of blowing away cliff sides, landing it at large town level with calcs. The reason I'm giving this combined attack to Bang AP wise is because Bang completely outscales this attack later in the series against Garo, who at this time can no-diff 3 monster cadres who scale to at least mountain level in AP or durability, and no-diff the S-class most durable hero, Darkshine, before receiving the transformation I just mentioned. This would comfortably place Bang's AP at mountain level, but can be upscaled to island level using Awakening Breath and Abandonment, since he stated that this would be able to take out Elder Centipede and was able to harm Pre-Awakened Garo in this form. Since he's mainly a hand-to-hand fighter, we don't have to discuss much nuance. Whoever his fists are able to harm, he should be able to and scale to, and he fares best against Pre-Awakened Garo despite not wanting to kill him. Speed scaling in One Punch Man is very debatable, but I'm here to end that debate. At the beginning of the Hero Hunter arc, Genos fights off a robot monster that fires literal laser beams. They even refract light and are described to be light and lasers multiple times. Genos pretty casually is able to dodge these attacks, and it's well known that Bang completely outscales Genos, at least in terms of raw strength, speed, and durability, as shown in his fight against Elder Centipede, with a much stronger Genos who ended up severely harmed from going all out, while Bang wasn't. Anyways, Bang should at least scale to the light speed beams these robots produce, which has been calced at relativistic plus, using Atomic Samurai's performance against a stronger variant of said robot. Atomic Samurai is frequently stated to be rivals with Bang, so it's fair to assume their speed is at least equal. On top of this, Awakened Cockroach has reaction times at the speed of light, yet was tagged by Orochi's horns. A weakened, unmonstrified Garo is able to dodge these horns without precog or anything of the sort, so we can conclude that it's fair to put Bang at around light speed to faster than light, since he should scale near or around a much stronger version of Garo, who went on to create a constellation before his next power-up that should be at least 4 times the speed of light. The durability category is pretty simple. Bang should scale it to around Elder Centipede at a minimum, since he walked away unscathed from their fight and tanked a hit from Garo, which was suspected to have enough power to kill him. Garo was not holding back here at all. This would land him around the mountain or island level durability range. In terms of intelligence, Bang is a combat expert and a martial arts genius. He has mastered and perfected multiple martial arts styles and can switch to them at will throughout a battle. He also seems to be able to judge an opponent's next move in regard to hand-to-hand based on their movements, but this can be limited to styles he's aware of. Highly doubt that though. Bang should also be able to copy martial arts to a limited degree, like Garo, since he's comparable to him at a young age. Skill is the most important category for Bang. Bang has mastered and perfected a good amount of martial arts that give him an extreme advantage in close quarters combat. Water Streaming Rock Crushing Fist is Bang's primary technique. He's capable of destroying meteor fragments easily during the impending doom of multiple cities in his wake. He can redirect attacks that come his way while reflecting them back at opponents with double power. But to avoid a no limits fallacy, we see Bang able to reflect attacks from those who scale to around multi-city level to island level, like Garo when using Bang and Bomb's technique, while much stronger than them both when they did. He has a few other techniques I'll list on screen, feel free to pause and read, but his 2 most important outside of these are Abandonment and Awakenment Breathing. Abandonment essentially gives Bang a Sharingan, increasing his visual prowess and helping him anticipate his opponent's moves. Awakening Breath is similar to an 8 gates technique, pushing the user to their utmost limits and allowing him to fight on par with Garo. It's even heavily implied that if Bang simply combined this with his Exploding Heart Release technique, another extreme ant to AP that's purely based on killing intent, he would have overpowered Pre-Awakened Garo and maybe even won. In terms of hacks, there isn't much to know here besides the fact that he can target pressure points and slightly ignore durability depending on which technique he employs. Now that we've gone in depth on what Bang has to offer, let's move on to Jiraiya, a character of legendary proportion with equally as impressive feat. Jiraiya is primarily known as the Toad Sage and one of the legendary Sannin. This title in of itself is no joke. All the Sannin considered as Hokage candidates at some point. Kage all must have exceptional fighting skills in a tier of their own. each having a legacy of being the strongest during their time in some regard. Jiraiya particularly has access to a vast and amazing amount of destructive jutsu. He has access to the Rasengan, of course, which is scaled at least to Tsunade's casual strikes, as all Sannin are considered equal in terms of power. Regardless, the best AP statement for Jiraiya revolves around his big ball Rasengan, which is stated to be able to carve away mountains. This is a fair AP to give Jiraiya, because many of the high tier fighters use similar jutsu can level mountains and islands with said jutsu, like Naruto's Biju bombs or any of the Biju in general who the Akatsuki can take down. Jiraiya obviously should be scaled above most singular Akatsuki members, whether that's via AP or his hacks and abilities. Jiraiya has also outputted some attacks you can calc to island level, like his combo with Gamabunta, which dwarfed his size, a frog summon that usually dwarfs mountains, despite Kishimoto's inconsistent drawings and measurements given. This, along with the statement that Jiraiya could have defeated Pain with intel, gives him around mountain level AP, potentially island if you want to wank him. I've seen wank to continental if you want to scale him around the stronger Biju, but I find this to be too loose of scaling, as it takes two Akatsuki to subdue a tail beast. Meanwhile, I doubt Jiraiya can take on any of the combo groups without intel, except maybe Hidan and Kakuzu. This is contentious though, and just something I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I don't know, it just doesn't sound right to really give him anything above that mountain level AP. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment. In terms of speed, I won't dwell on this too long because it's been overdone for Naruto. We will simply upscale Jiraiya from Haku's light speed mirror movement and give him at least speed of light movement. If you don't like data book statements, there's a calc for massively hypersonic Jiraiya somewhere out there. Naruto's speed scaling is far in between, because there aren't many speed statements, so I think using guidebooks is fine here. Jiraiya has pretty exceptional durability, being able to fight and move with missing limbs and a crushed throat. His durability overall should scale to his AP, falling between mountain and island level, but you can argue higher with Sage Mode. Jiraiya is nothing short of a combat genius. He is an expert in espionage, stealth, taijutsu, ninjutsu, and a very powerful genjutsu. He can quickly deduce and assess his opponent's skill sets to determine the best counterattack, even if he isn't fully aware of the enemy's full skill set. He did this with Pain despite not knowing about their bodies or their ability at the beginning of the fight. He is regarded on a similar plane to Sarutobi, who was also considered a combat genius and master of the most jutsu in Konoha. Jiraiya has access to the toe summonings that aid him in battle in multiple ways, including fighting, close quarters combat, ninjutsu, and aiding his genjutsu. Speaking of that, Frog Song is an attack that traps the target, paralyzing their nerves and mind and stopping them from moving and leaving them at Jiraiya's mercy. He can also turn weaker foes into frogs, trap them in an ever-changing frog's belly that can melt its targets, possess someone's shadow to attack them or paralyze them, and enter Sage Mode that allows him to sense intentions and buffs his overall stats. So who wins this fight? Honestly, I don't know. I previously thought Jiraiya's arsenal was too dense for Bang to counter, but when reading the manga, my mind slightly changed. Bang wouldn't be able to counter things like Frog Song at all, in my opinion. But things like being BFR'd or turned to a frog are highly unlikely with Bang's speed matching or surpassing Jiraiya's. On top of this, his Sage Mode requires prep, even if it's only a few minutes. I'm a firm believer that in hand-to-hand, Bang would 100% obliterate Jiraiya. So if at any point he tags him and has all his amps active, Jiraiya will perish. However, on the flip side, Jiraiya can still do summonings and other attacks while in Sage Mode. Jiraiya can summon Gamabunta to deal with Bang, who struggled with a similarly sized, overgrown rover with similar AP. Bang could overcome Gamabunta with his techniques like abandonment and whatnot, but it would allow Jiraiya to enter Sage Mode. Honestly, this is the closest battle on my channel, and I can't give a definite winner. I think this fight is a 50-50 for either side and can be fairly argued in favor of either. However, I will give a slight edge to Bang due to his potentially higher speed scaling, and his hacks allow him to reflect nearly all of Jiraiya's attacks back at him except for Frog Song. What do you guys think? Am I wrong about anything in this video? Do you guys agree or disagree? Do you think Jiraiya sweeps? Do you think Bang just fucking one-taps, one-shot speed blitz? Let me know down below. Like I said, if you want to request a video or donate to me, the menu is on the screen. Also, look out for new uploads. Don't forget to subscribe with that notification bell on. And I want to say peace.